Last year here on the channel, I featured a very affordable chronograph from the brand DeMarco. It was inexpensive, really good looking, and very nicely made. Today the brand is back and they have a dive watch to show us. This is an automatic dive watch that is very affordable and really good looking. I have one hands-on, so let's flip the camera and take a look at the Ironside from the brand DeMarco. So I featured DeMarco here on my channel before. That was a Mecha Quartz chronograph that was very, very affordable. It came with a bracelet and a strap. This comes with a bracelet and a strap as well. However, this is priced really, really good compared to what you would normally pay for a watch with these specs. We'll talk about price towards the end. The design is overall very straightforward. You're getting a 39mm dive watch with 200 meters of water resistance. You're getting a domed sapphire crystal that really does meet that bezel perfectly. You get a ceramic bezel. I'm not sure if that's lume. We'll do a lume shot towards the end. You get a beautiful textured dial. Now, we'll come back to that because the textured dial on here is very special and they did a really good job at executing it. And then you have a lug to lug of 46mm and a thickness of under 12mm thick. That's including the front sapphire crystal and the sapphire crystal on the back. You do get to see the movement, which is a Miyota 9015. So you do get a date. That's at the 3 o'clock position. It is thin. Considering that you're getting 200 meters of water resistance with a display case back, that is pretty good, under 12mm thick. You have a multi-link bracelet, whatever you want to call this, a J-style bracelet. This is an on-the-fly micro-adjust clasp, which is always very, very welcome. It is thin. It's a very thin profile on-the-fly micro-adjust clasp, which I like. It has a tab here. You just touch this right here or pull it, and then obviously it slides in and slides out. You have solid links, screwed links, solid end links, quick release. So the bracelet here is a very, very nice bracelet. Again, you get a display case back. The rotor is signed. It just says DeMarco on there. And again, this is a Miyota 9015. But the dial on this diver is awesome. You're getting a sunburst dial with a wave pattern, and that wave pattern is very, very deep. So when you are looking at this in different lighting, it does take on a little bit of a dynamic element. There's dark areas and light areas. It looks really good. You get applied indices on top of all of that depth on the dial. And then you have the DeMarco logo right below the 12 o'clock index. It says DeMarco in their logo. And then right above the 6 o'clock index, it says Ironside Automatic. This is called the Ironside, inspired by Old Ironside, which kind of makes sense because DeMarco is an American brand. This was designed in Boston, and it makes sense that they would name it Old Ironside or Ironside, which makes a lot of sense to me. You get crown guards here and a very grippy crown that is screwed in. On my wrist today, I have the Zelos Skyraider. I believe this is a Skyraider. I can't remember the name all the time, but it gets a skeletonized Marvin 700. I want to say it's a 700, not a 600. I can't remember anything right now. And it is in titanium, skeletonized. Very, very cool watch. And there is the DeMarco Ironside on my 7.5-inch wrist. And you can see on wrist, it wears like a 39mm dive watch. You have a 46mm lug to lug. That's a true lug to lug because you have female end links. So that is the lug to lug on the strap that it comes with or on this bracelet. So that is very good. And then you have that ceramic bezel. So if you measure it at the bezel, it comes in at around 39mm. It's around the same size at the case, so it does wear like a 39mm, and then it is thin at 11.9mm thick. And you can see on my 7.5-inch wrist, this wears really well. There's another little design element that I like that they did on the bezel. There's a little hexagon that is around the bezel pip, which, by the way, I believe the bezel is fully lumed. That is in red, and that matches the seconds hand, which gets a rectangular pip on it. You can see that your watch is working in the dark when it's loomed up. And then you have a broad arrow hour hand and then sort of a dagger minute hand. Lots of little elements here. Obviously some inspiration from Omega and the Seamaster, which honestly I would say is not a bad thing. Again, very comfortable, very thin to the wrist. And there you go. Everything is really nicely loomed on this watch. The bezel is loomed. All of the indices are loomed. The hands are loomed. You have loom on the seconds hand so you can see your watch is working in the dark. I love that. I think this looks great. It's very, very bright, very liberally applied. Price on this is $399. It will be going up to $599 eventually, but right now it is $399 on their website. Pretty much a bargain for this watch because you are getting a lot for your money, and it is very nicely finished, and overall the feel of this watch is very, very nice. It looks a lot more expensive than it actually is because of that dial, and that is definitely a good thing. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. It is really important for the channel and very helpful, and I very much appreciate it. I will add a link to the DeMarco website down in the description below. Definitely check it out if you are interested. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next video.